What's up everyone, it is me Jarrett over here at VX Vision 1394 back with another Will It Work. Today I've got another one of the camcorders that in my opinion was kind of like not the smartest. When I was buying these camcorders, this one, I have some notes here, this one is back on 2024, almost a year ago, April 5th, 2024. At the time, I was just coming across these Video8s, and I was in that mode like I spoke about in the last video where I was just kind of like I wanted to win auctions. So the prices weren't horrible on them, what I got them for, but it was a little more than probably what I should have been spending for these style of camcorders. So again, like I said, it was a Video8. One of the earlier models of Video8s, in my experience and my history of working with them, I haven't had the best luck. About a 50-50 chance is what I have kind of experienced with these. So what we have here today is a TRV22 earlier Video8 model. And the reason I kind of took a chance on this one, which was kind of cool, it was in the box. So as you can see in the pictures, in the box is rough, rough condition. Does have quite a few accessories with it. You know, I see the power supply, a battery, but the battery is one of the older styles and it probably won't work. But yeah, some other accessories, some tapes with it. What did I get this one for? I think my max bid was around like $25. Buyer's premium and tax, I got it for $29.43 with shipping and everything. This was in Indiana was where I did this auction. So with shipping and everything, came to a final price of $65.39. So here it is. And what you can see, shipping wasn't too bad on this one. And like I spoke about on the last one, the auction company did the shipping of this one. So they put it in a box, they did all the packaging. I think they charged me like $10 additional for everything like that. But not bad, you know, decent packaging. The box is in pretty good condition and it seems like there's padding in there, bubble wrap or something. So yeah, really the only reason, again, I got this one was because of the box, but mainly I bought this one just because I was in that mode of I just wanted to, you know, win some auctions, and I spent, like I said, a little more than probably what I should have. $65.39. If this does not work, it's definitely not worth that price. Maybe some of the accessories will cut into that. But generally what I do, I don't sell the accessories separate, although I could. I generally save those, and then when I get a camcorder that works, I just bundle something together and make a complete unit. So it's always good to have accessories around for that purpose. But having said that, I think you get the gist of it. So let's get into it. I want to spend a lot of time on these Video8s, and I kind of wanted to do a different one, but this is what I have ready. So oh gosh, I'm gonna set this down. It's packing peanuts, which is fine. I just don't like working with those because they're a mess. But inside of that there is bubble wrap around it. Yeah, the TRV, oh man, I hate packing peanuts. Yeah, this box is in really rough condition. But CCD-TRV22, basic 8mm, not even high 8 at the time. So yeah, the box, geez man, this is super rough. Oh well. Okay, that piece of tape off. And let's see. The styrofoam was in it too, which was kind of cool. So, what do we got here? Oh, something else I wanted to mention. I've got a top-down camera running this time, so hopefully this on the side. I've got the manual. Here are the tapes. These all appear to be used. Yeah, they're all used. 4 tapes used, but that's cool. I've got the remote over here. Batteries are in it, but they are still good. What I mean by good is that there's thankfully no, the batteries aren't bad. What's the word? Can't even think. What is it? I don't know. What's the word when batteries go bad? Power supply. Is that an L series? No, can't be. That's a basic one. But anyways, power supply. So that's cool. Right here, okay, move this. I've got extra batteries. Oh, so here's one. These batteries, I've like I have mentioned before, I've never had one that works. But this is cool. Here's another one that is, oops, AA. 6 AA batteries to the battery. So I can try that. That'll at least let me try the battery compartment with it. Well, the charger will do that too. Yeah, I thought this was kind of funny. Had this cable in there. That doesn't 3.5 I don't even know what that is. Here is an audio cable. These are aftermarket. These would not have came with it. Here's another aftermarket cable of some sort. This looks like, yeah, this is the actual AVs that it would have came with, just composite analog audio. And then here is the camcorder. So I'm gonna set all this stuff down, put this here, remove all these accessories off to the side. My gosh, cables galore. Tapes, remote, all this stuff. Get this out of here. Okay. So first impressions. I hate styrofoam peanuts. This is crazy. They make such a mess. I'm gonna do my first impressions of the condition of this one. In the picture, it looked like the wrist strap was pretty well worn around the edges, but it's not too bad. This is one of the models that did have the flip out screen, the 2.5 inch LCD. This was on, let me put that on off. So this side has a little scuff on the LCD door. A little bit of a cosmetic imperfection. A few up here around the eyepiece. Nothing major, just a few. Front looks good. I haven't looked at the lens yet. The tape compartment side is pretty good. The wrist strap really is not as bad at all as what I kind of thought by the images. I didn't have a lot to go by. The pictures were good in this listing, but you can only get, you know, basic information. The top, I mean, really cosmetically, this thing looks pretty good. I'm gonna show, there's a little scuff there, up here, the wrist strap. Sometimes this black edging, when I don't know exactly like what causes it, a lot of times I've guessed like when a camcorder gets too hot, like too much humidity, maybe not the best controlled, like climate controlled environment, this black edging will wear on a lot of them, gets really sticky and it wears off, but looks pretty good. Doesn't mean, again, like I said, that it's gonna work. Let me look at the lens. Lens looks really good. Some styrofoam peanut dust in there, but the lens is solid. I don't see any. I'll still clean it off a little bit with the microfiber, but looks like it's pretty good condition. So yeah, I'm gonna go over this just quick. Let's put it on, let's spin it Yeah, little wear on the eyepiece on the side through here, but this is all cosmetic. I don't see any cracks or major defects that I can see just right off the bat. So let me throw it here and I'll get the power supply. I always do that. I'll get the power supply going. In. Yeah, I got the top-down camera ran, so hopefully I can do all the buttons in like menu, show all that stuff a lot easier. Okay, so I've got, I got a power indicator there, so that's cool. Power on. I'm gonna do VTR, which is the playback. It's got 2 modes on here, so I'll just show that in the meantime. It's got the charge mode, so you'd switch it to that if you're charging a battery. When you do that, you can't use this. It's just simply this is gonna act as a charger. If you switch it over to VTR, then you use this, and it's powering the camcorder to use off of wall power. There is a tape inside of it as well. I should have had that open. I'm gonna let that pass by this camera so you can see that. And then I think that should be good. Yeah, hook this up. Tape inside of it. Never really like to see that. Not the worst thing in the world, but definitely don't like to see that. When tapes get left in the compartment, a lot of times it can pop an error code. Just because the camcorder has kind of just been stuck in that. I'm just going to show over here too. It's just composite, not stereo. Just composite out. The record mode. All these are good in here. I'll show this side. All the buttons there, but yeah, let's turn this off and let's power it on. There we go, I got plenty of. Okay, I'm gonna set this down here and hopefully the top-down camera will pick this up. Is there nothing? Am I doing something wrong? VTR. It's just solely dead. What the heck? It did not eject. Let's try it again. Whoa, crazy. Why am I not getting power? This is wild. This will be, dude, that's crazy. So sometimes on these, I don't have any, I just have to kind of like wing it, see what's going on and try different things. Yeah, that's crazy. It's rare to get one that does not power on. Nothing through the viewfinder. Let's make sure that... Just gotta think this through. Let's disconnect the battery or this thing. I might even should try... This is clean. Sometimes the contacts in there, if they get a little bit of, if they get dirty, or if I think of the word, I'll put it up, but I'm not. Corrosion, jeez. And these contacts on the back, they look good as well. So it was trying to eject the tape, but it just stopped. So it went back down. auto. So VCR mode does give me a screen. I'm not gonna try to play the tape yet. There it goes. Come on. Something else. I haven't mentioned this. Let's try this again. Camcorders need to be used. You know, a lot of people recommend using them periodically, just as like routine maintenance. So even if it's just using it, it's allowing the gears and everything in the motors to just operate. And so a lot of times what's not suggested that, you know, that I do, I have these on display and they're like every few months, just take them out, put a tape in, do a little recording, use the camcorder so it keeps it operating as it should. If they just stay dormant or stay, you know, unused, sometimes they can freeze up in areas and they just need, you know, reworked. Bizarre. There we go. So, and it has eaten the tape, which could be the, well, we'll see. I never like to see tapes left in them, but at least it opened. Let me check the pinch roller. Pinch roller is secured. That's on there good. Let's close this now. But odd that I'm not getting an image to the LCD screen, nor through here. VTR shows black. Sorry for the silence. I'm just, when I get one that does not work, I just kind of gotta think through, see if I'm missing anything. Is the LCD brightness? No. Well, hold on. Is that it? There we go. So, it's a little... So that's odd. The scroll wheel here is for the brightness. It's the LCD brightness. And I thought maybe it was all the way turned all the way black, but maybe it was just stuck. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Hopefully you can see that there. Now, did that allow... Now the eyepiece is working. You see, it's bizarre sometimes where I've had units where I just needed to use them a little bit and get the, like I said, everything inside of the camcorder moving again. The grease, the lubricants, where it allows the arms to load tapes and move it through the tape path. All that stuff can sometimes freeze if the, how do I want to say it? That stuff, the grease, the lubricants, if that kind of dries up in areas, sometimes pieces can just stick a little bit and they just need to get moving. The best way is to go in there and maybe in the appropriate areas to re-grease and make sure stuff is moving or operating. But I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just saying that that could be. This LCD is awfully bright. I'm trying to get it in a spot where hopefully the top down will pick that up, but I want to go through some of the there's a lot under here. I want to try to find like the menu. Not the most familiar with this one either. Let's do zoom. So zoom is good there. I think there's a zoom up here. Let me try this one. This one is good as well. That's working. Display. Okay, so display took the battery indicator off. Steady shot is on. The record mode, like I had in the last video, it's got the 3 different record selections. There somewhere. Now where the hell is menu? Dude, it's crazy. I don't know. I feel like an idiot. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Normal. There we go. That might have helped a little bit. The LCD... Oops. What was that? Okay. So what a lot of times with these, over time on these camcorders, they have ribbon cables on the inside, and if you like press in areas, you was hearing it was like beeping, and now the screen is gone. So this might be one where I have to take a good portion of this apart. I unplug the ribbon cables, you know, clean them, and then redo them. I'm gonna try the... Okay, so that's good. It's crazy though that the LCD is now gone. It was like when I pressed over here. So now this, yeah, this scroll wheel over here with the brightness is not doing anything either. Just gonna try to keep working it. Let's turn it fully off again. Undo the battery. I don't think it's this charger. It's always a possibility. Let's go to VCR. So I got a screen there. So I think the power supply is good. But my screen is gone. What to do? What's causing that? Is it this power supply? It could be. I'm moving this cable. I'm gonna try a different one. Because there the picture is coming back. I have another power supply that I'm going to try. This was wrapped real funny, and I'm hoping it was like when I was moving this, it was doing it. Not saying that's it. It was just so I'm wondering if, you know, sometimes if they're pulled too much, they can cause an issue. I just gotta just troubleshoot. You just gotta, you know, you can't ever just be like, oh, you know, sometimes you can figure it out on the first go, but sometimes it just takes time, you know, just brainstorming, process of elimination on certain things. So I have another Another power supply here. Let me try this one. And this is on VCR, it's on playback. Nothing. I'm lost on this one. Let me... this... I'm going to... I don't see any like corrosion or anything on these contacts, and these look good too, but let me try a little bit of rubbing alcohol in here. Just make sure it's not just either dirty or something it's not allowing it to make a... What I'm doing is I'm just a little bit of rubbing alcohol on these silver portions, plates. That's where it makes contact with the battery compartment. And then these two, lightly. I just dab these because they're posts, so you don't want to like bend them or anything. But that's the thing with these, you know, these older Video 8s like this, is they're not, I don't want to say they weren't the best made, but they didn't last the longest. Yeah, see, I'm not getting anything now. When I go to... Yeah, that's about all I can think at the moment, which is fine. You know, this is part of the deal. You know, when you work with camcorders like this, you're going to come across certain ones that just are when you do auctions, you know. And this was from a, you know, like I mentioned at the beginning, this third-party auction company, so they don't test them beforehand. Generally, they don't. This is just like, you know, it could have been an estate sale or something like that where they're just listing it. It's, you know, you're buying it as is and you assume all the risks and liabilities to it. So it's the way it goes. It's all right. Like I said, sometimes if you like just squeeze around in areas where the ribbon cable might be, but I'm not able to like figure out where it is or what it is exactly that's... I think the only other thing I could potentially try would be... That's not going to really help either. I just wanted to see if it would eat a tape. I could always try to put one in and record and then try to play back just to see if it's going to eat the tape. And the odd thing is like I'm not getting any picture through the viewfinder. It's like when one works, the other works. Meaning when the LCD works, then the viewfinder was working, but it's crazy. I might try that just for the heck of it. See if it's gonna eat a tape. I don't want to use mine because there's a good chance it might. I hate using these older tapes, but I'll use this one. It's in a case, so hopefully it was stored relatively well. So let's see what happens when it... I'm gonna get any error codes or anything. Let me turn the volume down. It's crazy, because I was getting a picture on playback. Doesn't sound the best. I'm getting some glitching on top too, which could be the tape. It might, the drum unit and heads could need cleaned, and it just might need ran for a while. Still, you know, not sure what the, let me close this, see if I get a picture through the, yeah, and now I'm getting picture through the viewfinder. Show this. Hopefully that's visible. So it's kind of fun, you know, I mean, even though it's not working properly, I don't know. No, I was gonna say sometimes the ribbon cables from the LCD could go bad or oxidize or get dirty, and then the LCD wouldn't work, but then the viewfinder does. So it's just very strange that they're both out. I'm going to try my test tape, because I don't think it ate this one. No, it looks good. I'll try recording with this one. And then hopefully, what I'm hoping is maybe I can take it apart, clean up a few ribbon cables, and get, you know, the picture back. It should be cued where it needs to be. This is footage I recorded from the last video I did. So there's crazy playback kind of errors. The picture's distorted. That was recorded high 8, and this is 8mm, so maybe that's why. Probably is why. Okay. I just can't figure this out. I don't know why I was getting picture and now not. I don't think it has anything. Tape's good. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I could try video out to the TV. Yeah, I don't think these are the hardest to take apart and work with. I've taken these apart in the past. The problem is sometimes ribbon cables can get literally damaged because they're, you know, inside the camcorder, they're bent and they could plug into a board like anywhere on here. I'm not sure where it would be, but sometimes the ribbon cables, because they're, you know, could be at an angle, they over time just get brittle and break. And a ribbon cable for one specific thing could break and not cause a problem to the whole thing. It's really confusing, but I just can't think of anything else as to, other than short of there just being a, you know, a major default or a problem inside. But with me getting picture before, and I can't duplicate it now. Sometimes, like I said, when you squeeze on them in certain areas where the cable might be, you can kind of duplicate the error or see where the error might be or the problem. But can't. Another thing it could be, there could be an issue here in the lock to standby switch, because it has to go to standby for it to turn on. Okay. Regardless, I think what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm gonna have to cut the video for now and look up a tutorial on how to take this one apart and see if I can do that. Maybe this. I don't see any, you know, there's no indications of any drops or defects that would be causing some of this stuff that I could just like help pinpoint or narrow down. So yeah, I think what I'll do is cut this, just pause the video for now, see if I can take this one apart and try that. And then I'll just have to come back and let you know. So yeah, for now, I mean, that's just what I've got to do. I'm going to put this, because I can't even reduplicate the and it's, if there was a power issue inside of it, I wouldn't get that. I wouldn't get the playback. This one is just straight 8mm. That's one of the tapes that came with it. So this is the one that was playing back. Where's the volume? Yeah. So bizarre. I think that's what it is. However, like I said though too, if the ribbon cable is damaged, not much I can do on that one. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut it for now, take this apart, see if I can, and I will be back to let you know or show you how that went. So we'll be back then. Might as well try to record this, taking it apart. 2 screws on the back. I've never really worked with these. I've worked more with like the VX2000s, 2100s, the PD series. I've taken some of these apart, but not as super versed. Screw right here. I'm going to see if there's one behind, behind the, there is not in the AV out. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them on the bottom. These are all the same size, so you don't have to worry about where they go. I've broke a few of these as well, trying to fix them. There's another screw right here above the mic to the side of it. Yeah, fixing them, taking them apart, I should say. There's one up here. Can be tricky, certain ones. Ribbon cables break, won't go back in properly. Let's see if I'm missing any other ones. The VXs are larger in the PD series, bigger camcorders. Sometimes they're a little easier to work with. Let's see if there's any under here. I don't see any other ones. Sometimes they're hidden underneath the viewfinder. I don't see one. All right, let's take the wrist strap. All right, just want to look again and see if there's any missing. I don't think so. I didn't look up a video on how to take this one apart. I know the front panel comes off. Usually I thought what I would do in the past, that comes off, that's normal. That gets attached by the wrist strap right there. So that's kind of cool, actually, just gets that out of the way. There we go. These are gonna be careful here because there's a ribbon cable that connects this one. Maybe two. I see one for sure. So you just gotta be real careful popping these things off. Because you don't want to, if you pull too much, obviously the ribbon cable can break. Let's try this now. This should allow this to remove. Oh man, I hate popping these off. I always feel like I'm gonna break these. Yeah, I see two ribbon cables on this one. There we go. Two white cables for the two ribbon cables. And that's generally what's good to unplug and re-plug in, reseat them. Clean them with at least rubbing alcohol. Okay. Before I do all that though, what I want to do is just I want to make sure that this that the lock standby switch was actually activating this portion on the board. What is that one though? I'm not sure what that... Okay. I think I can retest this as is. There we go. So it was, this hasn't fixed it fully yet. I'm gonna turn on this one. So there's the switch here on the back for lock to standby has to hit this button, and it didn't look like it was. Let me put that on normal. So hear that? That should be what this button would have been doing when you put it to standby. I think it's standby, right? Yeah. So for whatever reason, it's not hitting that. I don't even know if I need to reseat these ribbon cables at this point either, because it's coming on. So I got to figure out how to make this switch hit that, and why is it not hitting it? Let's see if it's hitting it now. It's still, I don't think, catching properly, but I do have a picture. Yeah, see, what is causing that? When I was, well, that could be, yeah. So as this side panel, because the switch in there, you've got to literally hold it in. When you press it to standby, a lever comes down and literally keeps it pressed in. So if it comes out, if it's not depressed in, if it comes out even just the slightest bit, the screen will come off, which, let me try to move this out a little bit. See that? And now watch. I'll move it away. And then there. Let me, turn this off, and I'm going to reassemble it. This front panel back on. Yeah, working on these can be fun, but they can be tricky as well. That's all. Because a lot of times how they go back together is kind of just like sometimes one way. But I don't think it has anything to do with at this point, with the ribbon cables. Yeah, this side has to snap in, and I can't quite, there it is. I just don't want to force it, you know. All right, let's try this switch again. Oh, you know what I should have done? Sometimes, like a switch like that, it has to be in, but the switch on, like literally the switch inside could be dirty. Sometimes a little bit of contact cleaner spraying in there and then just like pressing on the switch, like, you know, depressing it and letting it go and stuff. So just working it again and getting some of that contact cleaner in there to help it. But I think I've got it narrowed down. Not saying 100% that I've fixed it, but I think what I should do, I never like to do too much if I don't have to, but maybe a little bit of contact cleaner in there might not be a bad idea. But it was simply this lock standby switch that wasn't allowing it to turn on. Just put it on lock, flipped it to standby, and I've got a picture again. I think what I'll do at this point, I think I'm going to put the screws back in, try it a few more times, and then always, you know, I take it outside and we'll record with it. And then that way I can really, you know, try it, turn it on and off between a few shots or something like that. Just go off for an hour or so and just use it. Turn things off, playback, rewind, use all the features and functions again, zoom, and just get the camcorder moving. What was that? So that just caught, or I don't think it shut off. So what caused that? This little press here. Crazy. So something else is up here. Watch. See that little press? And then when I move it away a little bit, it comes back on. Why is that? Is that ribbon cable related? Okay, I know what I'll do. So I'm gonna put the screws back in, and I might have to take it apart again, but when I put the screws in here, I do think that's gonna pull it this way. I can put, okay, so I have a picture. Maybe I do. Maybe I need to clean, maybe I need to reseat those ribbon cables. Let's see where this hits. It's not hitting there, so I'm gonna have to bring it back. And that's where it hits. Meaning the screw goes in. And I don't have picture now, so something in there is not allowing it to make a connection some way. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna have to look at that. So I'm gonna turn it off. The side back off, or take the front off first, I think. Yeah, there we go. So what would be pressing in there? There we go. As an example, see this ribbon cable here? See that bend? I don't see any cracks, but those bends, when they're sharp like that, not good. You want it to be more like this cable here where it's long enough it can go in there, but it's not creased. I'm still not even 100% sure. There's one up here too, right here. These I don't, I've had these break before. See that blue on this ribbon cable here? I've had the adhesive come off. That blue needs to be there to allow the ribbon cable to lock in. So I don't like changing those. These over here on this side, here and here, those should pull out and then be able to reseat in if I choose to do that. I'm not going to do it yet because if it breaks or something, then the camcorder's done. So I'm hoping I can avoid that at all costs. Let's see if that out of the way. Set this like this. This ribbon cable here is, there's one underneath of it too. I'm just gonna try to push those in or move them. Could I? Yes, I can. So let's do this. I can narrow this down by running power again and then pressing on some of these ribbon cables. Strange that I'm not getting a picture at all. This back off. Was it one of these? Don't know why I'm not getting anything now. What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna have to probably try to reseat these cables. And this is where it gets, can get tricky. Let's start with this one. Just pull down. Make sure that there is no lock. There isn't. Sometimes they have a door lock. These ribbon cables, it does not even want to come out. I hate messing with these. These are so flimsy. I'm almost certain if I try to take this cable out, any of them force the cable out, it's gonna tear. I'm gonna spray some contact cleaner. That switch. A little bit of contact cleaner in here. So I just sprayed some in the area of where the switch is, and I'm just pressing it down. It's like on a spring, so it comes back up. So just to get it working again. Still can't tell if it's in this switch or if it's in the front. I bet either one of these cables still a combination of both. The ribbon cables up here. I don't see a tear on either one. Sometimes when these ribbon cables are so flimsy that I don't want to tear it, and if I take it out of this port, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it back in. Doing that. It's gotta be this one. It's this one. So sometimes what you could do, what I might try to do, is reroute the cable so the bends are not in the same spots. What I would want to do is like this. It's like bend it in a different way. I had that on a mini DV one time where I don't remember which one it was. I don't even know if it's even up there. But the ribbon cable was bent and it almost had creased it. And I'm like, and that wasn't the way it was intended to be made. The way the ribbon cable was supposed to be routed, it just got crimped in an odd way, and I just had to run it a different direction, and that caused it to put less pressure on the crease. So that's what I'm hoping I can do here, is run the cable in a different manner. Which I have done here. Still not getting it. Wait, that's strange. Okay, let me try this. Not sure what's up there. Totally different bend. Let's try it like that. It's a different bend. No. Well. And I don't know why sometimes it doesn't register, and I have to put it on playback mode. This cable's gonna, I think it's gonna tear if I try to take it out. Let's try to straighten this all the way out like this. Once. This way. it's right there. It's that one. That one. So it's like when I press on this board in general. Right there. Is there something behind that board? Let's try something else. See if the board is just, I don't know at this point, I'm just guessing. Now it's like when I press on the board. Just clean it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol over all the contacts and everything, and try to look inside this thing. Be real careful on this one. Let's see. Now, was it the gear? Is that the right way to put it? Maybe it wasn't the ribbon cables or the board. This switch, its mechanism was beneath the board. So I did put some contact cleaner in there and work that up and down. Maybe it wasn't allowing it to make, because now I'm able to pull this back. Let's try to put a few screws back in this and see what. Could it have been the switch there? That the way that was. I'm gonna put some of these, I'm gonna put these screws back in it, and I'm just gonna pray that maybe that switch was dirty. I'm not gonna say 100% or even remotely close to that. I'm gonna wait for reassemble it, put the screws back in it, let the contact cleaner kind of dry, you know, and it dries really fast, so it's probably dry by now. Let it sit though, I guess was my point. I'll let the camcorder sit for a while, then try it again, take it out, shoot with it. If it's still working, we'll go from there. So let me put all the screws back in this. But at least now, if it powers back on, I can try a test recording. Let's leave that on lock. There. We'll see. What I'm seeing is, hopefully you can see that, there's like some horizontal streaking going on as I move this. Let me see if it's through the viewfinder. No. So will that show up on recording? Crazy. Okay. Let's try a test recording. See what happens. Okay, recording. Testing. I'm seeing the horizontal streaking in the LCD. Zoom. See if it's picking up audio as well. And again, let me close this, look through here, because through the viewfinder, I don't see any streaking whatsoever. So I don't know if that's correlated to the other issue, but we'll just let this record for... Yeah, the streaking is... I don't know if it's that cable in there, or if it's this, could be this LCD cable. Don't know. Let's see what that looks like. Still streaking. Sometimes if it is the cable, you can get it, you can move the LCD to a point where, but I don't think that's it. Okay, anyways. Let's hook it up, try it. We have video out, so let's switch here. Let's see if it carries over into the video, which I don't think it is. This is the high 8 recording. Testing, I'm seeing the horizontal streaking in the LCD. Zoom. So yeah, I still see it here, but... See if it's picking up audio as well. So it's possible that has to just be an LCD issue. I don't see any streaking whatsoever. So I don't know if that's... Could be ribbon cable related on that, which would be pretty common. Or not common, pretty accurate, I think. Yeah, the streaking is... No, it's not there. Sometimes I just tap on them lightly to see if I can tell where I'm still getting problems from. Could be this LCD cable. Don't know. I'm just doing this to work it on and off again. Still streaking. Sometimes I'm not seeing it on here while it's playing back. Put that there. I was before, but not now. But I don't think that's... Pause. Play. Stop. Play. Oh, is that all? Yeah, that was the end of the tape. Still streaking. Sometimes, if it nothing there. Cable, you can get it. You can move the LCD. All right. At this point, I I just have to call it for what it is. I don't think I can spend too much more time on this, nor do I really want to. I will test it thoroughly when I go out and shoot with it and see. Okay, I think I will wrap it up at this point. This will probably be a much longer video. Hopefully, there is some value in there. While I was recording the video, the GoPro battery died. I didn't even realize. I was kind of locked in and I was doing my thing, and I think I was recording for over like 3 hours trying to troubleshoot and fix this camera. So yeah, I definitely wanted to come back and at least give a little bit of a closing, like a follow-up on what was going on. So I don't want to say that 100% that I fixed the camera, but I think what I did definitely moved it in the right direction and possibly did fix it. So yeah, since then, since the camera shut off, that was last week that I recorded that. Through the weekend, I just continued to use the camcorder, went out and shot with it, got good test footage, and I haven't experienced the problem since then. So I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that. You know, this video will show enough, and the test footage will show enough to where somebody can make an educated decision if this is in fact the right camera for them. So at least I wanted to come back and do, like I said, a little bit of a follow-up, a little bit of a closing. Something that was kind of cool, I did end up using this battery since I didn't have one to use as a portable. This is the one that uses 6 AA batteries, and it was kind of cool. So just gonna kind of show you guys here. Oh, I didn't have it locked in, sorry. There. So, yeah. Let me just do this. I'm gonna switch over these a few times so you can see it. Let's go to playback. Camera. And no other pushes, no other areas. So I'm guessing, I just have to assume at this point that the problem was in the switch. And I'm hoping that that contact cleaner that I used in there cleaned it up and has, you know, allowed it to function and allowed it to work as it's supposed to. That's the only thing I can think. And the more I kind of thought about it over the weekend, I don't think this switch back here, the lock standby switch, was the issue, because on playback, I wasn't really getting the intermittent powering on and off. I don't recall that. So I don't think all said and done it was back here. I really think that there was a problem in the mechanism of this front switch on camera mode, you know, on power to the camera. So I'm just going to shut it off again. I mean, tape compartment has worked flawlessly since then as well. I'll do a little test recording. And it doesn't sound bad. I know in the video when I was listening initially, I said the tape compartment didn't sound good, but in all honesty, it really, I mean, it runs quiet, about normal. So, all right, test recording. Yeah, so we'll just let this record for like 10 or 15 seconds. I'll just do a few zooms here. Yeah, all the button features, you know, for like menu and stuff is over here on the side. I was looking for the menu earlier in the video. There isn't one on this, it's just on the side. Just picking up some audio, allowing it to play back. Let's do this one up here again. The zoom. And I will stop it up here. Okay, let's play it back. I'll play, and then I'll rewind it back. Should be about right there. Let me turn the volume up, if it isn't already. let this record for like 10 or 15 seconds. I'll just do a few zooms here. Yeah, all the button features, you know, for like menu and stuff is
Pause
over
it.
here on
There's pause.
menu earlier in the video. There isn't one on this, it's just on the side. Just picking up some audio, allowing it to play back. Let's do this one up here again. The zoom. And I will stop it up here.
There we go. Let me eject the tape. Sorry the video was so long, but that's just, like I said, that's just the way these are going to be. And I think, in my opinion, I think that there's a little bit of value to this video. Even though maybe I troubleshooted in the long way. Ultimately, maybe I could have gotten lucky if I would have focused on the switch right off the bat. But just through my own mind and process of elimination, that's just how I went about doing it. So it was the long way to get to the end result, but it ended up working out. So let me switch this again. There's off, up to camera. I'm going to switch this, or turn this one back to lock. There we go. I just am trying to show you guys, that's all. So yeah, I'm really hoping that it was just in this switch mechanism and the contact cleaner did the trick on it. So, and you guys out there, if somebody does end up purchasing this, they can look into it further if they want to take it further to absolute fix. Or just use it for what they're going to use it for, maybe playback like I talked about and other things. But as of right now, it's functioning very, very well. So yeah, I'm going to close it. Sorry about that again for the video being so long, but I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to say once again, like, if you find any value to these videos, I appreciate it. I'm having a pretty good time, you know, making them. I enjoy doing this. And even though that video was really long, like 3 hours, I had to cut it down to like an hour and a half. I think there's some value in there. Hopefully it will help somebody out. And if you have questions, comments, whatever, leave them down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff if you wish. And yeah, I'll be back for more videos in the future, and we'll see you then. Later.